I'm not going to start with my usual zero-wing quote and opening lines, because I actually have something important I want to talk about. Silly thumbnail and stupid gameplay footage are part of the humor I use to deal with things, but that aside, I don't want to trivialize the meaning of this video anymore beyond that. A bit of background information on this video. In the previous holiday period, I was playing a few games of Temple Run 2 to gather footage for my top 10 games I played in 2014 video, and I came across the Christmas artifact. After collecting all 5 of them, I unlocked a Santa hat. Digging through the internet, I found that February the 14th also has special artifacts, and the basic concept of doing a Valentine's Day video came from that. I however dropped the idea because I felt it was too corny. Something happened though, that I will talk about in a minute, that made me change my mind, but apparently the Windows Phone version of the game doesn't have the Valentine's Day artifact, so without footage to use, I figured I'd drop the entire thing. However, I actually started to regret that decision and decided to make this video anyway, because the gameplay footage is honestly irrelevant and unimportant to what I want to talk about. So, on Friday the 13th, we were informed at work that one of our colleagues had passed away after a struggle with cancer. Only a few knew about her fight against the disease, so it was a shock to most to realize that we would never see her again. Now, I'm not going to sit here and glorify my own feelings about how much this has hit me, because there are colleagues who had a closer bond with her than I did, not to mention her friends and family that have been left behind, and I think it'd be disrespectful to them to do so. But the message that I want to pass on is that life is short. I remember my colleague mostly as a very cheerful person who wanted a lot out of life and had the potential to get it, but still those chances have been taken away just like that, no questions asked, at the young age of only 34. Now, with that in mind, I want to dedicate this video to my sweetheart. I'm sorry you had to fall in love with me, as I realize I'm not the ideal person to be in a relationship with, and I'm often quite difficult to live with. But I do love you very much and very deeply, and realize now more than ever that I don't want to lose you. I also want to dedicate it to my children. My love for you is unending and without limit, and I hope that in the future you can look back and say that I at least did an adequate job in raising you. I also want to give a shout out to my 2 brothers, my 2 best friends, and all my other mates. We should try to meet up more often, go to those concerts, watch those terrible movies on Sundays, start up that game of Dungeons and Dragons that we've been talking about, and have more debates about nerdy topics. You never know when the last opportunity will be. Alright, sorry this got a bit heavy. Friday we'll have a normal video up again like usual. As a closing note, I just want to say to all my viewers, keep yourself safe.